Well, let's get this road on the show.
All right, it's March 22nd, 2015. If you can read that sign up there. There you go. And you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 467 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers. We are Mods on Air. On the show today, we have with us Ham. Ham is with us today.
Hey, everybody.
Yep, there you go. He's working on that volume level. That's why he's yelling for us. That's what it sounded like.
Angry Ham.
That sounds like a good beer. Also with us today is Stryder. Hello, Stryder.
Hello, everybody.
And I am foyleman. And just in case you didn't know, there may be some adult-type things going on. So if this could be offensive to you, stick around, because you ain't heard nothing yet.
You're going to love us.
There you go.
You're going to love
us. Yeah, so let's get right into this, because we're doing our new quicker format. For the person...
Quicker, better, faster.
Per the suggestion of the person who rarely shows up on time anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing happened this week.
He wants shorter shows, and he's going to push for later in the day.
That way he feels less guilty about not showing up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's only a half hour. You know, why would I wake up early for a half?
Exactly.
So we got this thing. Adam Sandler is putting together a video game movie.
Oh, right. I thought I saw a trailer for that a while ago, and I thought it was fake.
So did I.
Could have only hoped.
Yeah.
It looks somewhat comedic. Somewhat. And I'll use that term very loosely.
Well, it's an Adam Sandler movie. Aren't they all that way? Somewhat comedic.
Yeah. I thought he retired from being funny.
Now you got all the Adam Sandler haters are going to hook in.
Good.
Yeah.
Mailbag at modsonair.com.
Yeah,
Suck
tell
it,
us
Adam
how much
Sandler.
you hate.
No, they're going to track Ham down.
Well, I mean, if they're smart, they would really just cheer me on.
But, this does make sense, though. This movie coming out now for all the ridiculous people that play these stupid phone games and think that those are wonderful. They're going to love this movie.
You like video games?
You might be right, but I think half of them are going to be like, are these games that they're showing? I've never heard of this. Like, for them, video games started with Candy Crush or Fruit Ninja or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is that? The spaceship is Galaga or Space Invaders?
Mm-hmm. Well, this whole movie is Ghostbusters.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong.
This is Ghostbusters. You got 4 guys going in to fight the giant.
That's the ghosts.
The ghosts. Yeah. That's all
Pinky,
this is.
Blinky, Pinky, and Stinky.
The only way to take down Pac-Man is with
Centipede.
ghosts.
You want
Yeah.
ghosts?
Yeah. Centipede.
These are your ghosts.
The ghosts are the cars.
Oh, they've got Paul Blart.
Yep.
Mall Cop.
There's a winner
I
for
have
you,
to see
huh?
this now.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We are all gonna die. I'm just sorry.
Tetris. Taking down Russia.
You, Professor Iwatani.
The creator of Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is not bad. You'll see.
Professor Iwatani, what are you
I agree with Obi-Wan. It might be worth it to download.
My sweet little boy. Look how big you've grown.
I don't know. I saw it. I went, I don't know.
Good boy.
And
I'd probably pick this over Hot Tub's Time Machine 2.
Yeah.
So they got that going for them.
yeah.
I think maybe, like, unless you're older and still into games, I think for younger people, a lot of it's just gonna not jive well because they've never played Pac-Man or Tetris.
I'm older and into games. I don't
That's
want
what
to
I'm
see
saying.
this.
Oh,
See, the thing, here's the thing. Yeah, it's going to be in 3D as well, just so you're aware. But here's the thing: is that this is again part of this 8/16-bit revolution that we're seeing. That just fucking is not something I'm into. I hate it. I don't want to see high def 16-inch or 16-bit graphics. That defeats the purpose of having high definition TV or monitors.
We got a Minecraft hater over here, folks.
I fucking hate Minecraft. Like, that's Lego for retarded people, is what that is.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's nice that the people who played these games when they were younger finally have the capability to make the games themselves. The ones that they always imagine, like, oh, I love this game, but I wish it had this, or I wish it had that. And now that they're older and they have a sense of what it takes to make these games, they can actually do it with some hard work. That's nice, but there's also people kind of coming in like, this is a quick payday. I can put out some garbage and because this is the hot movement,
cash in on this 16-bit movement.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had this discussion yesterday or the day before with someone, and they got all pissed off at me. Oh, you're just a hater. I'm not a hater. It's this movement has regressed our game industry. Everybody is jumping on board trying to recreate the success that Minecraft had, which I still don't understand. And then their argument was, oh, well, it's nostalgia for people. You know what? I have a library on my Steam account full of games that, you know what, this was great when I was younger. And I play it now, and it's like, I don't see what I saw in this. Like, it's not there anymore. Nostalgia is disappointing. Nostalgia ends in regret. Look at Foyle's closet of shame full of all these old game consoles and old computers that he's bought, and it's like, yeah, I remember that, and it's like, oh shit, what did I do? All right, well, good thing I only
Tried
paid.
to sell it off last week.
See? But Foyle buys gadgets, I buy, games. We've all got our guilty pleasure in that sense of trying to recreate that nostalgic feeling that hey, this was great when I played this in 1984.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not 1984, and you look at it, it's like, what the fuck was I on in 1984? Like, it just doesn't.
So I'm in the middle of reading a book, and I won't get into the details of the book, but it's basically
Playboy.
the section. Yes, it is. You got me.
It's for the articles. There's a really interesting article.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ham. Carry on.
The women just get in the way.
They're all
Great
fake
journalism. No, but the section of the book I'm on right now, the title is of the section is "Everything Suffers from Comparison," and I think it's so true. So when you've got nothing but what you have in 1984, and this is sort of the height of what you can get, of course it's amazing, because you don't know what's yet to come. And when you've got things that you have now and you compare them to these nostalgic things, yes, the nostalgia may play a role, but it doesn't hold up over the long term. You play something, oh, I remember this was so much fun, and then after 10-15 minutes, that's it. It's time to move on back to something that is better.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving on, as you say.
Yeah.
Dying Light is now doing some beta of their mod tools. So if that sounds exciting, hooray. I don't know. Dying Light was a game that really never took off for me because it just seemed too boring. Is that what it is?
I think it got positive reviews. I haven't played it. I've seen it being played. It looked like a positive progression of Dead Island. Mm-hmm. And people seem to have liked it, and they're coming and all that stuff. So I don't know. I would check it out if the price was lower. I think.
What is the price?
It arrived at $60, if I'm recalling correctly, and I thought it looks good, but I'm not willing to pay $60 for it. And let's see, is it?
Now it's like $60.
Okay.
It was, and this was the one that was playing off the Dead Island thing, which unfortunately Dead Island was great for 2 hours, and after that it was like, this is
We could
just not
save
developing.
some money by buying the 4-pack for $180.
Yeah,
Oh, that's all.
one for free. Give it to someone you hate.
Unless you want a season pass, whatever that gets you.
Yeah, see, this is fuck your season pass and this DLC. Let's not go there because that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
You know, I think people should. Mods are okay. The games that are out there just aren't lending themselves to mods anymore. You want to work with games. It's just too easy to start your own game. It's too easy to go there, grab an engine, like the Unreal Engine, open up the sample project, play with that, and release that if you want to release something of your own.
Exactly. And if you look at all the games that are available and the apps that are available and how much they are all the same, and the quality of the games that are getting released on Steam and other digital distribution systems, it's shit. It's the same shit. It's the same shit, but a little bit different, so they can get away with it. But it is shit. There is no pride in it anymore. Everybody's like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to release this and make a fucking $100,000 and just have to not do anything. In fact, I'm not even going to invest anything. I'm going to go on Kickstarter and get other people to pay me to develop this thing that I'm going to sell and make some money on because people are stupid and cheap. It gets replicated over and over and over and over and over. Speaking of Kickstarter.
Speaking of Kickstarter before the show.
I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked because I can't use the chat function in the Twitch because it keeps logging me out. Anyway, speaking of... Indies Crash E3 is a group that's trying to put together something that gets indie studios into E3, because normally they can't have some sort of a table. I think they have 12 days to go. They have a Kickstarter. And I'm not sure why they need it. I guess the reason why they need a Kickstarter is because they want to buy a giant booth and just have whoever they want to have in that booth. And they say it'll cost them $4,000, which is pretty low.
So here's my thing with this. Why should we pay, or why should anybody pay for a company to go to E3 to advertise themselves? Indie or not, if your game is worth publishing, worth people spending money on, worth you advertising it, buy your own fucking booth. If it's going to cost you $4,000, figure out how to get that money yourself, or else you don't deserve to be there.
Take that risk.
But they're doing it for everyone else, not for themselves.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know, in a way, I don't know what they get out of this, other than they get to say they win.
Yeah, I mean,
it's these indie developers that have pumped out shit games and heard about all these booth babes that are at E3. What are you going to get at an indie, as an indie booth babe? It could be like some some Britney Spears-esque trailer trash drunk. The bearded lady.
The bearded lady.
See, this is what we warned you about at the top of the show.
Now, I don't know how you get to have a booth in this thing. I don't know how you're allowed to. All I know.
Of course, then you got to pay. You got to pay this Indies Crash E3.
Maybe
as an indie developer, so
they can make their money back.
Yes, they can make their money back again.
I don't know. I fail to see what they can gain from this that they couldn't gain through other means. Because I mean, unless it's an absolute shit show from the bigger platforms this year, then they will get overshadowed. No doubt about it.
But E3 is just a shit show now anyways.
So maybe they'll have some decent coverage then. I don't know.
Here's something interesting. They say their goal is $4,000. When you scroll down, it says How are you going to use the funds? Well, if we reach $10,000, we can get a booth for the indies.
What? So what do
So
you want?
so if they reach $10,000 with a $4,000 goal, so they get the money at $4,000.
Yes.
Because when you set a goal, you get the money if you hit that goal.
Yeah.
If they get $10,000, they get a booth for the indies. But what? All of the indies? The entire
5 to 10.
indies?
5 to 10 teams.
Fuck off.
So either way, they get the money if they reach that, even if they reach a partial goal, which they haven't.
Kickstarter needs to go away. It really does. It's become a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before the show started, I supported, apparently, according to Kickstarter, my 10th Kickstarter campaign. I just did it. Sad to say, because I vowed that I would never do this, but said everything that I've supported in a physical board game, not a video game, and it's all been from people who have had successful campaigns beforehand and delivered something. And I've gotten everything that I've supported thus far, and I've been very satisfied with what I've got.
So you have a wall of shame with all your Kickstarter things on it, because you're looking over your shoulder at the wall of shame.
I'm looking at my collection of board games, quite a few of which are from Kickstarter, and I love them all. Great quality.
My question for you here, because you started off this year under a very strict guideline for budgetary spendings and non-spendings. Whereabouts did Kickstarter fall into that budget? So this was an impulse buy.
Not an impulse.
I am judging you. I am judging you right now. This was an impulse buy that did not fit your budget, and you're going to have something else to put on your shelf of shame.
Okay, let me defend myself by since I'm being judged. I said that I would not buy video games except for a few. But just even in line with trying to be better about my spending, I did say to myself that I will allow some Kickstarter campaigns, but not get excessive. And it would be board games, restricted to that, and I would have to think about it for a while. A lot of these, if it's like, there's only 48 hours left, and I just ran onto it or just came onto it, I'm not going to support it because I don't have time to really think about that. And these board games, I've looked at reviews, I've seen like prototype copies of people playing it and seeing how everything works, and then I can say, okay, that looks good enough. This person has already delivered something before successfully that people have been happy with. I'll go ahead and plop down $20.
But see, that's my problem with this. If they have developed something successful before, why do you need crowdfunding?
I have no clue.
That is what's wrong with Kickstarter.
I've got no clue. I asked myself the same thing. Why is it that after this first successful game, we're back here asking for more money? For me, I don't know what the answer is, but I do also know that I want that game, and it's going to be a while before it's on retail store shelves. So let me just get a copy right now.
But so you've asked yourself that exact same question, like you've.
Oh yes.
So, and at the same time, you said, "Yeah, this just doesn't make sense." But here's my wallet. Please feel free to give me back what you feel I deserve from my wallet. Hopefully you give me back my wallet too. And I trust you. I trust you as a stranger with my money.
I trust you.
The whole thing is ludicrous.
I trust you as a stranger with my money. The thing that you have successfully delivered before on your promises. That's the difference.
All right.
So it's like seeing
4 topics in 30 minutes is not going to work for me. Stay tuned after the show for more from Ham. All right, here's a game. Speaking of indies, actually, I don't even know if this is any that's developing it.
Is it a game?
It's a game called Logistics Simulator.
I want it.
Ham will support that. It's on Kickstarter.
He's given it enough time to think about it already. Load goods onto ships, freight trains, and trucks.
Designed their crane.
Work as a dock worker.
The music's already got me.
Because a doctor. Because that's not degrading enough in real life. You're going to see. Look at the portal crane. I do that.
He doesn't work it. He makes it.
Nobody puts a fucking port in a downtown location with houses right beside it. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen in real life.
Well, to be fair, everyone that lives in that house has a knife in their back pocket just in case they need it.
There's a port that unloads cranes or that unloads ships, a rail station right beside it, and then houses. That never happens. I'm sorry.
Coming to you from the maker of such games as American Truck, Euro Truck, Driving, European Ship,
Truck.
Construction Simulator, Train Fever.
Train Fever.
Yep.
Train Fever.
Mm-hmm.
They ran out of simulators, so you had to have Train Fever because someone already made a train simulator.
They have a double pack named Driving with an exclamation mark.
Driving, exclamation point, and driving again with an exclamation point.
Wow. All right.
I'm not going to put this on my
on your wants. Your wish list.
I know Ham's already got it. He's got it penciled in next year's purchases.
Yeah, it's already there, and I'm happy. I'm happy with my decision.
Unreal's got a new video out showing out what it's capable of in case you wanted to pick up the Unreal Engine and see what it can do. It's
pretty unreal.
It's a cute little animation.
But how much will it cost me?
Nothing. It's free.
Nothing. Unreal is the best.
There's no way it's free.
You should buy yourself like 10 copies of Unreal, Ham, because it's free.
I'll give you a discount. Let me get an invoice written up here for you.
Yeah. I'm going to start a Kickstarter so that I can buy the Unreal Engine.
Because you've got this great idea.
I do. I've got this great idea. I will.
A crane making simulator.
No, I will hand out these Unreal engines for indie developers.
At E3?
I will. Yep. It's just I need a $30,000 Kickstarter to be successful.
No, you only need a $4,000. But if you reach $30,000, that's when you'll actually go to E3.
No, I'm going to go for $1 million, but I'm going to set the goal at 30.
Okay. There you go.
Because it seems that these ones that have these astronomical goals all get funded.
Yeah.
And for the dumbest things.
Speaking of free, Windows 10 will be free for pirates, apparently.
Arr.
Yep, so there's no point
That's how it'll
buying it.
start every time, too. You'll turn on your computer to go, arr. And then it'll steal all your stuff. It's funny because Microsoft is giving it away because they just want people to use their stuff again.
Yes.
Everybody has to use it.
Well, what they think is that if you just use it for free, you'll like it so much you go out and buy a phone. They say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's worked for Ham with Windows 8.
Yeah, they did get me.
They got him.
Yeah.
There's no going back now.
No.
Yeah, Ham got Windows 8, and that made him want to buy something like a gun to stick in his mouth.
Yeah.
Thanks, Microsoft. Microsoft, owned by the NRA.
Nintendo is already getting ready for their next console. It's codenamed NX.
Yeah, Nintendo Next Generation for
NX.
the Generation Xers.
Instead of Wii.
They didn't like the Wii.
Yes, Wii is not working out for them, so...
No, so they're nixing it.
There it is.
They're nixing the Wii.
Codenamed NX, Nix.
Yep. Nix. Nix.
And they say that Nintendo's also starting to develop phone games.
I think that was big news. That's big. After
I think it
swearing
doesn't
off
make a
Bitcoin.
difference because it's not going to go anywhere. They're going to push out a version of Link, and it'll be done.
Link? As in, like, Zelda Link?
Yeah.
Zelda, yeah.
Well, there's an interview. I didn't get through it all, but I got through most of it, and they basically said that part of the reason they didn't want to just port their games over to mobile platforms was just because the interface is different and the types of games are different to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, people want games they can just pick up and put down really quick, and so porting a game, it just won't work. So they need to make new experiences.
Bullshit. Look at the Game Boy. All he did was took the fucking game off Nintendo, put it on the Game Boy.
It's
The
because
Game Boy is not that much different than a cell phone, and your interface is pretty much the fucking same.
Nintendo, more so than Sony, has this issue where they put too many internal rules where you can't actually develop a game and get it out onto their platforms. So I think the same thing's going to happen with the phone games. They want everything to be so perfect in order to submit a game, and they don't actually tell you how to make it perfect. They just say, enter in the right information.
It's creepy. We'll get back to you.
That's why you don't see any progress.
And it's very much Japanese.
Yeah.
If it's not Japanese, no putty-oni.
I think just about all of Nintendo's recent consoles, from like GameCube on upward, Nintendo's always been the most successful developer on their own console. So I guess it makes
they're
sense.
the only ones that can pass
The test.
pass the test. Yeah.
And so it makes me think that they should maybe just consider making a console where only they release games. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll do better, maybe they'll do worse, I don't know,
They
but it
even
just
had
seems like...
there was a point where they were giving away the Unity engine. And still no
Nintendo?
games ended up. Yeah, there's still no games ended up on it because it's just too difficult. Not too difficult to make the game, too difficult to get them to accept it.
You should put Dr. Nano on Nintendo.
Might work.
That'd be cool. Dr. Nano blowing the cartridge.
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that experience.
Oh, apparently this was an experience. This is a voice of experience. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to...
But my Crab Cakes game is supposed to end up on it.
Crab cakes?
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Crab cakes.
Crab Cakes Rescue, yes. It's
They
already
taste
on
great.
Steam.
Crab cakes from New Jersey.
It's on Steam. It's going through Sony for Nintendo, for PlayStation, and it's also going through Nintendo now. All right, Battlefield Hardline is they want you to realize that game is making fun of Call of Duty. Here is a photo of something
Because
that
it
says
wasn't
in the
apparent
background.
enough. It wasn't apparent enough to the Call of Duty players that were playing Battlefield, so they had to spell it out.
Yes, and then
Apparently
they
it
had to
was
put out press
subtle.
releases showing it.
Yeah, it was too subtle.
Unlike other things like Archer, and how I was reading this morning how there's this whole like offshoot of a website for that cartoon Archer, how people decoded that based on some other weird stuff. It was too much for me to read.
Decoded it?
I didn't have enough coffee yet. Yeah. Go look it up yourself. It's a little pretty crazy. All right, Elder Scrolls.
Too little, too late.
You no longer have to subscribe in order to play.
Too little, too late.
We said
Still
that.
gotta buy it.
When it was coming out, we said it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that we said how long it would take before they changed. I wonder which one of us got it right.
Yeah, I wonder...
I don't know. We'd have to go back and listen to the show, but I don't remember it.
Mm-mm.
I feel like I said 6 months, but I think it's been a little bit longer than 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little
Ironically, the game did exactly what we said it would do. It came out, they charged too much for it and wanted a subscription, and we said that if that was the case, it would fail horribly, and it is failing horribly. Now they're trying to put a Band-Aid on a heart attack. Sorry, bad move, EA.
This is not EA in this case. This is... Or
Isn't it? Elder Scroll? I thought that was EA.
No, it's Bethesda.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, EA. Sorry, EA. I took your horrible name in vain. This was Bethesda's mistake.
Yeah, Bethesda ZeniMax. They switched to a pay once model. It's still $60. If you ask me, that's still too much. And they switched to an in-game currency where you can purchase in-game currency for real money, or you can keep subscribing and they'll give you a bit of the in-game currency every month. I don't know.
Essentially, that's the model that Guild Wars is running right now, and it works for the people that play that, and you don't have to buy. You can earn the money. It's just slow, blah blah blah. But
yeah,
we said this before. Subscription-based model, its time has come and gone. It peaked about probably 6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks that they can make that a viable revenue,
go talk to your phone developers.
Deluding themselves. They're deluding themselves.
Yeah. I think the things that were successful enough that had a subscription fee and are still around, they can probably get away with it just for a little bit longer. But anything new, you can't do it. Just cannot do it. There are way too many options available, way too many free options available to get somebody to part with their money monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Just
especially with the shit that comes out these days. Realistically, it's the quality's not there.
No.
Again.
All right, one more. Reloaded Games, which is a game studio.
A little bit surprised by this, actually.
Known for wonderful games such as APB Reloaded and FE, which is Fallen Enemy or Fallen Earth. They purchased Hawken.
I was a little surprised by this.
The one that you haven't heard of in a while.
Quite a while.
Forever. Yeah.
2 years.
The consensus,
Almost.
just about. The consensus was that the developers abandoned it and acknowledged they abandoned it, and that the servers were going to go away soon. So I guess not.
It was a game. We played Hawken a little bit, and it was good.
What?
I didn't mind it. Walking around in the mech. I'm not a big mech. It got boring. Yeah. And it ended up being elitist rather quickly, I thought. There was a lot of people that nothing. Titanfall didn't change anything other than, mind you, that's my opinion. I'll keep my opinion about Titanfall to myself. But Hawken was good. It didn't go anywhere, and it ended up very much like Tribes, where people would max out, and then if you weren't already maxed out or very close to max out, you didn't stand a fucking chance in hell.
Right.
Against their max. So
now, I'm going to throw out an idea. It may not be a great idea. I don't know, but it might be good. I think when you have games like these arena-based games, instead of rewarding people with overpowered weapons after every match or XP that goes towards unlocking weapons that are better, objectively better than what people who just started off had, instead of doing something weird like that, why don't you just make people unlock cosmetics and for actually winning matches instead of just kind of drip feeding you no matter if you win or lose, and just give them cosmetics so that way you can differentiate between somebody who's good and bad. Maybe give them a level, but the level doesn't necessarily make you unlock anything that's going to be better than what somebody who just started has. Just have it so that everything is ready to go right at the start. That way people can be on even ground. And really at that point it's real experience and real skill that really prints. But when you have stuff like this,
or you can do something very much like World of Tanks did, where level 1 you start out, you play level 1s, and as you unlock certain things, you'll get dropped into level 1 matches, but most often you'll be in level 2 matches.
Yeah.
Or tier 2, and you go all the way up, and as you unlock better things, it keeps it challenging so that you're not just king of the shit heap all the time, where you can stand there and kill everybody and they can dump everything they got into you and you're just like laughing at them and one-shotting them to death. So
right.
they did it that way. So yes, you do progress, but I felt that Hawken suffered from that, where if you weren't maxed out, you were just instantly dead. It became pointless to play.
I'm glad you remember that, because I didn't even remember that much.
This is what drugs do to you, Foyle. You shouldn't do drugs or taxes because you forget it.
This is what taxes do to you. Which I have to go do some now. So, on that note, anybody have anything they want to wrap up with? No.
Ham does. Ham wants some more defense.
I don't know. Maybe I don't have a good defense.
It's
vented out.
I honestly, I was just razzing you. You can spend your money however you feel you need to spend your money.
I know. I'll say that I've become increasingly disappointed with a lot of the video games coming out. So at the end of the year last year, I said, all right, this is everything I'm looking forward to in terms of video games in 2015. I'm going to stick to that list. It's gonna help me save a bit more money, and I'm going to go with what I've been having fun with recently, which was board games. So I said I'll put aside some I'll make stuff on a wish list for board games, and then I'll look at what's interesting in terms of Kickstarter stuff, and I'll only support people who have successfully proven themselves before, and I'll stick to that. And I won't make impulse purchases. I'll wait till reviews and stuff come. And fortunately, with some of these board games for Kickstarter, guys send out prototypes to people who are sort of known on YouTube to review games, and so I can see what they think of it, and I can see how a turn plays and all that stuff, and I can say, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and back this. But I do understand your perspective of how can you say you won't buy all this stuff, but you're buying.
I do what I got to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll thank the host for joining me this morning. Ham, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Stryder, thank you for joining me.
Hey, buddy, it's always an adventure.
Yeah. And as for those who didn't join, all right, so we will be, I expect
fuck
back.
Welshie, fuck Breezy.
I can't say that.
Lazy bastards.
I know. Well, they got to rest up for tomorrow's events. I don't know. I'm not getting there. So we'll be back next week. So check out MODSonair.com website if you want to see all of our past episodes, and mailbag at MODSonair if you got anything to say or want us to talk about. Take care.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@MODSonair.com, and please consider subscribing to MODSOnline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
So Unreal's video, it's a heart-wrenching story about a boy and his kite.
A boy and his kite.
His kite gets away from him.
Oh no!
And then it just keeps going and going for miles and miles.
Oh no! Is he?
He gets eaten by a bear at the end, but
really? The kite or the boy? That is seriously fucking strong.
It is, right? He's a fast runner. He even goes through the woods.
Yeah, and anybody that knows anything about aerodynamics has to know that without that strength, the kite
can't fly.
So I call bullshit this video.
So it looks for the realistic physics in Unreal.
Yeah, so much for that, eh?
Now he must be about 30 or 40 miles from home.
Kite cam.
Oh yeah? Called it.
Things that right. The kites go bad.
See, this is where he ventures into the bear cave.
No, don't go in there.
Oh, there's all kinds of kites there.
Tried to send you home, kite.
And then the heartwarming little tagline. UE4 is free. All right, everyone.
That kid's gonna get attacked by all those kites.
Go wipe your tears. We'll talk later.
If you love someone, buy them a kite.
Yeah, that's the lesson here.
All right, see you later.
If the kite doesn't love them, it'll go away.
Don't run away.
That's why you got to keep your kites stringed up.
Yes, tie them down.
I will string you up. These kids torturing their kites with knives, poking us.
Yeah.
We'll use that as the promo video for our new Kickstarter, Kite Shackles.
Why don't you love me?
Beating on it on the ground. Why won't you fly?